Hello everyone! I'm going to share my favorite way to make process art. But before I do, I wanted to take a minute to look at the book Sky Color by Peter Reynolds. Now, if you haven't read this story before, it's about a girl named Marisol, and she has to paint a picture of the sky. But Marisol has a problem because she doesn't have any blue paint. So she's trying to figure out what to do. So one night, Marisol has an amazing dream. I want to show you the picture of what her dream looks like. So Marisol dreams that she's floating in the air. She's up in the sky, and you can see there's lots of colors in the sky. There's a little teeny bit of blue, you might spy that, but you might also notice all of the other colors. That's right, there's pinks and purples and orange and yellow and even some green. So you can see that the colors are swirling all around her and they're mixing together. So I hope that this picture of the sky in Marisol's dream will inspire you while you make your own sky prints. Now I'm not going to tell you how the story ends. You'll have to read it to find out if she's able to solve her problem or not. So I have an example of a sky print that I made, and you can see how my colors are swirling together like the colors in the sky in Marisol's dream. But remember, this is my art. Does your art have to look like mine? No, that's right. We're all different, so our art will look different too. And there's no wrong or right way to do this project. So this is just one way that your sky print could look. All right? So to make your sky print, you're going to need some paper. I'm using a thicker paper, something like cardstock or watercolor paper will work well. But if you don't have this, you can use a thinner paper that you have around your house too. You're also going to need some shaving cream, and you'll need a container to put your shaving cream in. I'm just using an old baking sheet, but you can use any container you have. The thing to think about is you have to make sure that your paper fits inside your container. So you can cut your paper to a smaller size if your container is smaller, or you could cut your paper in half and make 2 prints. Whatever you have at home will work. You'll also need some color. So we're going to use paint. I have some liquid watercolor paint. If you have this, you can use it. But if you don't, you can just use food color. That'll work too. And then you need something to help you drip your paint. You could just use a paintbrush to drip paint. If you have a dropper at home, you could use a dropper to drop your paint, or you could even just use a spoon, anything that you can use to drip paint. And then a couple other things. You'll need a piece of cardboard or just something with a straight edge. You could also use a ruler. And then you might want to have some of these tools, a craft stick, a fork, or a chopstick. So these are some things that you can have if you want to try those out also. All right, so let's get started making our sky print. So the first thing you're going to do is grab your shaving cream, and you're going to spray a layer of shaving cream in your container. I'm going to make mine about 1 inch deep. So I'm going to spray it on. Spraying the shaving cream is pretty fun. Make sure I get it all over. And you don't have to fill it in all the way. Once you have a good amount, like that, right now it kind of looks like a big puffy cloud, doesn't it? But I want to remind you, remember that this is shaving cream. It's not whipped cream. So do you want to taste this? Would you want to take your finger and give it a taste? No, it wouldn't taste very good. So remember, this is shaving cream. And then I'm going to take my piece of cardboard or your ruler, and I'm going to smooth my puffy cloud out a little bit. So I'm going to go back and forth, just kind of smoothing it out. This will make your print turn out a little bit better because more of your paper will be able to have contact with the shaving cream. So you want to just take a minute to smooth it out the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so now we're ready to add some color. It's kind of like we're painting our cloud. So I think I'll start with my brush to show you how you can do that. Now you can use all the colors. You can just pick a few colors if you want. I have a couple examples. This is one I made with just the cool colors. So it has blue and green and purple. Or I made one with mostly warm colors. I did add some purple to it, and pink and orange and yellow. So there's lots of ways you can mix your colors, or you can do all of the colors. That's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a rainbow sky. So I'm gonna start with my brush, and I'm gonna dip it in the pink, and I'm just gonna kind of give it a little shake. And you can see that as I shake it, the pink is dripping onto the shaving cream. And you can put the colors anywhere you want them to go. And if your paintbrush touches the shaving cream, that's okay. So you could just kind of dot it on like that. Now, if you want to clean your brush in between colors, you can just get a cup of water and give it a little swirl. You can see it's turning my water pink before you go to your next color. So I think I'll do orange next. And I'm going to drip some orange. And this you can put your color anywhere you want it to go. Like I said, there's no wrong or right way to drip your color. All right, I think I'll add some yellow next. And you can put as much or as little color as you like. What's really cool about this project is that although we are talking about the early childhood age, this is fun for older kids and even adults. And guess what? No two prints turn out alike. So you can make as many prints as you want and they'll all look different. All right, I'm going to do a little bit with my dropper so you can see how to do that. I'm going to give it a squeeze and put it in my green paint and then let go, and you can see it has sucked up green. So I'm going to give it a gentle squeeze and add some green. And then I'm going to give a little bit of a squeeze in the water to clean it out before I get some blue paint. All right, here's how my shaving cream looks. I'm going to add some blue. It's getting really colorful now, isn't it? All right, and I've got some purple, so I'll go ahead and just add one last color. All right, let's put some purple. A little bit more, and then I think I have enough color. And it's really up to you how much color you want to add to your sky. All right, I think I'm going to stop there, and you can see what it looks like. So now I'm going to swirl the colors around. So think about the way the colors were swirling in Marisol's dream in the sky. So you can use lots of things to swirl your colors. I think I'm going to start just with my paintbrush. So I'll lift it up so you can see. And you can take your paintbrush, you could just do lines up and down, back and forth. You can see that's already mixing the color some. And then maybe I go this direction and mix it. They're starting to swirl, but maybe I want them to really swirl, and I can make some circles and loops. Just gonna loop my brush around and around and swirl it all around. You can see the colors are really starting to mix and swirl. And it's up to you how much you want your colors to mix together. All right, I think that is looking pretty good. I think I will go ahead and stop there. This is really fun. Like I said, it feels like you're painting a fluffy cloud. All right, so I hope you can see the colors, the way they have swirled together. And now we're going to make our print. All right, so I'm going to take my piece of paper and I'm going to carefully lay it on top of my painted cloud, my shaving cream. I'm going to give it a little gentle push because you want to make sure that your paper is touching the shaving cream all over. You might notice some shaving cream kind of squirting out of the sides of your paper. That way you know that it goes all the way to the edge. All right, I'm gonna give it a little rub. And are you ready to see what it looks like? Okay, I'm excited. I'm going to slowly lift it up. And right now you can see there's a lot of shaving cream on it. And it might not look like much, but under the shaving cream is a surprise. So let's see what we have under there. I'm going to move this aside, and I'm going to use this piece of paper to help me scrape the shaving cream off. And I forgot to show you, I forgot to try out my fork, but remember, you can also try a fork, a chopstick, or a craft stick and see what different patterns it makes in your shaving cream. All right, I'm going to lay this on the table, and I'm going to use my scraper again, and I'm going to carefully hold the top of my paper while I scrape off the shaving cream. And as you do, you'll see what is hidden underneath. Let's see what we have. I'm going to turn it this way and get the rest of the shaving cream off. All right, are you ready to see it? So underneath all of that, I have this. So look at the way the colors swirl all together. It really looks like the sky in Marisol's dream with the colors swirling and moving all around. So remember, this is just one way, and you can keep making prints. You don't have to stop here, because you can take your shaving cream that you already have. You could make another print from this. You could add some more colors and stir and mix those and make more prints. You could probably make, depending on how muddy your shaving cream gets, you could make 3 or 4 prints. And then if it starts to get a little too muddy and you want to start fresh, you can just take your shaving cream and just spray a new fresh layer on top of what you already have and add more color and keep going. You can make as many prints as you want. So you can either stop here and just have your colorful sky, or if you want to take it a step further, you could think about things that you could add to your sky. Maybe you want some clouds in your sky. You could add some maybe puffy cotton balls for clouds. Maybe there's a bird. Maybe there's a person floating in your sky, like in Marisol's dream. You could draw a picture of yourself and put it in your sky. Maybe you're a superhero, or you have butterfly wings. So there's lots and lots of things you can do. But again, you can just stop at the first step and you can still have a really beautiful work of art. It's up to you. I will mention for caregivers of children who are young or infants, and if you have a concern about them putting the shaving cream in their mouth, you can use this homemade paint recipe that we use in our infant classes, and you can just let your child finger paint with this paint and enjoy mixing the colors with their fingers to make a colorful sky. Also, something really fun for infants, if you have an infant who can hold up his or her neck and enjoys tummy time, you can put paint on a piece of paper and then put the paper in a Ziploc bag and then seal it with tape, and then lay your infant on the floor on their tummy and then put this in front of your infant and just give your infant some time to look at the colors and manipulate the colors of the paint. I'm going to move this out of the way. And then while they're on their tummy, as they touch the paint and push it around, the colors will move and the colors will mix together, and then you can have a colorful sky print that way too. So there's lots of ways to make your colorful sky. But if you try the shaving cream, I hope that you'll enjoy it as much as I do. So thank you for joining me, and I hope I get to see you again soon. Goodbye, friends.